Ooh, baby, I love your way. Welcome back to Football Therapy, friends, with me, your host, Jan. I hope you're doing well, mate. I really do hope that. And welcome to my office, the room where the magic happens. That's right, I play Overwatch, and I'm in Platinum rank. Trying to chase that diamond down. Today we're talking about Chelsea news-ish. Chelsea have signed Jamaican striker Wonder Kid out of the just grasp of Newcastle. It looked like they were going to sign him. Chelsea have got him. We'll talk about him a little bit. Young, prolific strikers. Nice to get Jamaican in there as well. We nearly signed Leon Bailey a long time ago. Of course, now plays for the Villa. You're right. Excuse me. So we're going to reference the Evening Standard's article, or cite it. I do want to talk about Graham Porter's handling of the squad and Mikhailo Mudryk, or Misha Mudryk. I know it's Mikhailo or Mikhailo, I can't pronounce it. So Misha Mudryk, is he being incredibly intelligent, the Chelsea manager? Ooh, lots to talk about, I think. So thank you for joining me. And thank you for dropping a like. And you're welcome to subscribe to this channel as well, Football Therapy. You are welcome. And should you choose to subscribe, I recommend you hit that sweet, sweet bell, baby. All right. Let's just read a little bit of this article. Let's find out about this kid called Whisper. His nickname, Joao Whisper Richards. A transfer drive continues. Maybe trying to get them in before certain rules change still? Chelsea's transfer spree has extended well beyond January window after completing the signing of Joao Whisper Richards. The Phoenix All-Stars Academy in Kingston, Jamaica, announced on social media on Saturday evening that the teenage striker had agreed a pre-contract terms with the Blues after carefully weighing up several options, with images and videos of him signing on the dotted line. Right, firstly, before we read on, scouting. We've gone full football manager here, and I gotta say, I like it. You know, when you put old FIFA, when you send the scouts out to, like, not just like, you know, your generic expected, oh, go to Brazil, go to Argentina, go check out Paris in France, you know, go get these, like, conventional places. No, go get the wicked striker from Jamaica. You know, go everywhere. We want the best. There genuinely is. Todd Bowley's general idea is get all these gems. What we need to do is just scout the best young footballers, and you know, maybe they'll play for a satellite club. Maybe they'll be straight into the Chelsea development team, or indeed the first team. Very, very interesting. And exciting. Listen, Richards, he scored 31 goals and notched up 19 assists. I'll do the math for you, boys and girls. That is 50 goal contributions, goal involvements, 5-0 last season for his current side. He had recently been on trial in Newcastle's academy and attended their 1-1 Premier League draw at James's Park last month. However, he has now agreed to become the latest new recruit at Chelsea, who have evidently been suitably impressed with what they've seen from the 17-year-old. Fans could catch a quick glimpse of Richards in action, having been called up to the senior Jamaica squad. Wow, at 17. It's like bloody Andre Santos, called up to the senior Brazil squad at 18. And for the senior Brazil squad is a big deal. But, you know, 17-year-old getting called up for Jamaica. So he'll be like playing up front maybe instead of Mikel Antonio of West Ham, because he plays as a striker for Jamaica. And they're going to play some friendlies against Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah, basically it's been announced here. I'm elated to be part of history and know that this is the first step for Whisper. So this is the Phoenix All-Stars talking about. Look, man, good, positive. A young superstar striker joining Chelsea, but he was about to join a different Premier League financial behemoth in Newcastle United. You gotta feel good about it. It's a positive thing. Hopefully down the line we see all these superstars paying dividends one way or another, recouping lots of revenue and therefore funneling it appropriately into the first team, or indeed just seeing them ball out for Chelsea, playing really well. I want to see it. I hope to see it. and we may see it. Speaking on young, talented players, I did want to speak on Misha Mudryk because he had a pretty good game against away at Leicester yesterday. Of course, I had the post-match presser I did. It is live on the channel and it's my previous upload, so have you not watched it yet? You should go watch it. I urge you. You can do it after this. You could pause it and watch it before this. You could do whatever you want. Just watch my content. Look, he played a pretty good game. Not amazing. He made some good runs. He scored an offside goal that looked about 4 million yards offside, but it turns out to be tighter than I thought, which actually is testament to how quick he is. Finished really, really well, and I've got great assist. Ultimately having a good game. But make no bones about it, this is a very, very talented striker, or forward rather, and Graham Potter spoke about him afterwards and said, look, this guy is going to get better and better and better and better, but he wanted to remind people that he hasn't played that much senior football, and the limited amount of senior football he has played is obviously in the Ukrainian league, a little bit in the Champions League, which of course opened eyes to the rest of Europe. Looking at him, he's an incredible player, very high octane, very confident, but it sounds like he's training very, very well and doesn't mind that he hasn't been utilised. Of course, in the Dortmund game, to close that out, Graham Potter turned to the likes of Christian Pulisic over him, and Pulisic's only just returning from injury, and you'd have to say they're similar profiles, but you might argue there's this pressure to play the 88 million pound signing, or a price that rises up to 88 million. I think maybe we spent 62 million on Mudryk up front, but should he reach his potential, like Champions League and Premier League, he'll cost up to 88 million. Notice how broadcasters or publications will just say 88 million. Of course it makes for a better headline, I get it, but the truth is, as things stand, he's 62 million. He cost as much as Cucurella, which people might have their own opinions about. But it's just funny how they go, look, if it, it's like saying Hazard, right? He ended up costing Real Madrid like 160 million euros, I think, after the Champions League and league wins and stuff. Even though he didn't play, so it's almost. But people don't say that. They just say, oh, the 90 million transfer. But it's fun. Anyway, I digress. It's just something that grinds my gears a little bit. Still, there might feel like an obligation or this pressure to play this high profile and expensive player. But, and fans understandably just get frustrated because they're like, oh, he's really good. Look, he's recently been playing good. Just play him. Obviously, he came on against Anfield and looked great. He came on against Anfield and looked unpredictable and looked talented. But you didn't pay that money for just a wild card. You're paying that money for a guy that can be integrated into systemic football, that can be integrated into the ideals and the philosophy, and then express himself. And as much as people understandably and quite rightly so criticised and was frustrated with Graham Potter because the team didn't look like they knew what they were doing, they didn't look like they had a style of play or plan. The last two games, I won't include Leeds. I think we stunk it up against Leeds a little bit, but it was just one of those take the 3 points and run kind of thing. But the last two games, we've looked like we had a plan and, looked like there's an ethos and philosophy and style and tactics. So the players need to know what they're doing before you integrate them. And he was right to reference how, look, you bring players in at the right time, it's what's best for them. Cucurella had a really good couple of games last and he was taken out of the side. I think he's doing the same with Mudryk, and I genuinely think he could just be in our front three very soon, over the likes of Sterling. I understand you've got the sort of inherent trust of Raheem Sterling. Not that he's going to score goals, because he's very streaky and he misses a lot of shots as well. There is a touch of the Timo Werner about Sterling, not in terms, because Werner loves to run into space. Sterling doesn't do that. He loves the ball at his feet more, but they both sort of have that sort of high shot volume, high miss sometimes. Anyway, so you sort of trust Sterling as a sort of professional that knows the league and knows the team really well, you sort of trust him to retain tactical information which of course he's like an experienced pro. But in terms of finding a really effective weapon in the Premier League in your attack, I think Mudryk could be starting in Chelsea's front three. sooner rather than later. And to be honest, like, you know, Conor Gallagher was really, I'm not saying Conor Gallagher should start on our front three, but maybe we start our front two and Conor Gallagher comes, it plays and like, we play, I don't know, a 3-5-2 with with Kai and Mudryk. But, you know, I'm not, you know, slagging off Joao Felix. I feel or Joao Felix, as you're supposed to pronounce his name. He didn't have the best time last time out, but I don't know. I think we could have a very talented front three. Also, we've had... Okay, so Frank Lampard wanted Kai Havertz, didn't know how to get the best out of him, played him as a sort of attacking 8, played him as a winger, didn't want to play... Was reluctant to play him as a striker. Thomas Tuchel comes in, plays him as a inside forward behind... because he had those narrow 2 wide forwards behind a striker in his 3-4-3. He played him as one of those and eventually turned him into a striker. He called him a 9.5 and then just started saying, I'm playing him as a 9. He's tall, he can win headers, etc., etc. But genuinely, I think maybe, like, it's like culturally, Graham Potter's, you know, not as cool, as stylish, as sexy as a manager as Thomas Tuchel. But maybe Graham Potter's getting the best out of Kai Havertz. And maybe he's doing the right thing with Misha Mudryk. Joao Felix seems to love being at Chelsea and love this style of football. Even when we were losing, he's very, very happy. And there's, like, you know, articles coming out yesterday from, is it Marca or certainly some Spanish publication saying that he wants to stay at Chelsea and Chelsea will try and get this deal done. The fact how Atletico Madrid put him on a new deal before he went is probably because they thought, oh God, he's going to want to sign for them. You know, and we're going to be in a position where we don't get our pants pulled down. I think we'd probably end up signing him for, like, I don't think we'll pay over 100 million. I think basically he won't score loads of goals. He'll just look at home. So they won't, it's not like Chelsea will be able to go to Atletico Madrid. Look, he hasn't scored 20 goals in this. He's got the odd goal, a few assists, and he's working well. You can't charge us friggin' 100 million for this, you know, output and production level, you know, stats on the table, numbers on the table. But they'll probably go, oh yeah, but he's so, like, naturally gifted and he starts for the Portugal team over Cristiano Ronaldo and all this kind of stuff, even though he's 47. But yeah, we'll have to see. I think a front three of Mudryk, Felix, and yeah, Kai Havertz. The more time that goes by, the more I feel, I don't know, he's the most frustrating player in the world because he does it and then he doesn't. He does it and then he doesn't. But if Graham Potter can continue to get the best out of Kai Havertz, I think he's probably just being really, really smart. And maybe we were just going through a very terrible time, unlucky, where everyone was underperforming, including the manager. And maybe we're through it. Touch wood. Hope for the best. Prepare for the worst. Etc. Etc. Most importantly, though, I would like to learn your opinions. Let me know what you think of this new Jamaican striker and indeed the plan for the super army of young players, the team of tomorrow, as we like to call it. And yeah, let me know what you think of the treatment of Misha Mudryk. Do you think it's smart? Let me know what you think our ideal and future front three is. And can we maintain with Kai Havertz? Is it going to work? Is it the future? Let me know. I'll be very interested in reading your comments. Thank you for joining me, guys. Thank you for liking and subscribing. It really means a lot. It really means a lot. I see your interactions and it warms my fragile and vulnerable little heart. Thanks for joining me, guys. Keep it locked and I'll see you very soon. Peace.